I'm very self-sufficient and very ambitious still at the age of 51. I think sometimes we get lost in the shuffle. We've been, those of us in the 50s, where you look at America, a lot of the attention is placed on young people. Young, beautiful women, intelligent, sometimes intelligent as far as Hollywood goes, handsome men, so to speak, and they have a kind of a cookie cutter image. And they ignore the older people, or those of us as we gracefully age, we're sort of put on the back burner as if we're not important anymore. Then you have those who are reached that age of I guess, senior citizen or retirement, which I'm neither. I'm not very, very young anymore. At the same time, I'm not old and retired. I'm sort of in the middle. But we have a voice too. And these things do happen in our lives that sometimes we don't, again, plan them to happen, but they do because life is unpredictable, and it's how you respond to it. And I'm choosing to respond to it in a positive way by, again, filming and, as I mentioned earlier, doing positive things that keep me going and looking to grow my business and get back out there as an educational consultant.
In corporate America, experience in training, sales, marketing, and entrepreneurship, but now you are working in a job in a production manufacturing environment. How is the adjustment from a professional environment to manufacturing going for you? Describe the transition.
Well, if I had my druthers, I would not be working in a production manufacturing environment. However, due to the economic downturn, the fact that I was impacted by not having a job, I found myself searching for a job in another environment. And it just so happened that there was a job fair going on. I stopped by and submitted a resume. And I didn't really think seriously that I would get the job, to tell you the truth, and wasn't really counting on it a lot, but I got it. I looked at it as, this is good, because one, I am now earning an income, and two, I don't dread going to work. Although it is production manufacturing, I do have some previous experience from years back, as I mentioned earlier at the outset, that I went to the manufacturing environment not long after high school for a number of years, or a couple of years, so to speak, and that has helped me. But it has been a big change. It's a big change. I don't dread it because I am grateful to have a job. I am one of the fortunate ones who was selected to be hired. So in that respect, again, I am grateful. But it's very different because I'm going from an environment where last job I had, I pretty much managed my own schedule. Very flexible. The power lunches, going to a corporate office and at a desk, working from a laptop or a computer, analyzing spreadsheets, designing PowerPoint presentations, presenting in front of audiences, professionals, corporate executives, school administrators, so on and so forth, medical directors and staff. All that's gone. And again, flexibility to manage my own schedule. So there was no limit to my lunches, although I did limit them, but it was up to me for the most part. And I didn't have what I have now, where I have to go in at a certain time, be there, or you're late, and it's a big deal, where before there was no time to be in. And I'm managed by a clock, where I have 2 10-minute breaks and a 40-minute lunch. Big adjustment. And I'm on my feet all day long, 8 hours, sometimes overtime. And initially, it was very taxing on my body to make that transition, coming from professional environment, more flexibility, where I was paid more for my brain power. Now it's my brawn, and those muscles that hadn't been used in a long time. This job, it is very taxing. I mean, it's very physically laborious. It's manual labor. Again, I'm not complaining. I am thankful, but it was very tough the first 2 or 3 weeks. I've been on the job now roughly a month. I'm now finally starting to get to the point where I'm not taking hot baths or soak when I get home. I'm not so tired when I get off work that I don't cook. I've been going out to eat because I've just been too tired. But I think I'm getting to the point now where my body feels a lot better, and I'll probably start cooking again and not spend so much money going out. So that's been the major change with this job. And the culture is very different from professional environment, where it's more corporate, where it's more people more competitive, they're more ambitious, high aspirations, the conversation is very different, whereas here it's not so much so. It's very static compared to the professional side where it's more dynamic.
Many Americans today your age are considered the sandwich generation, where they are taking care of an elderly parent who has moved in with them. You, on the other hand, have a sort of a reverse situation going on, where you moved in with your elderly dad who has some physical health challenges. How are you now dealing with this third major change in your life?
Well, that is the third piece of the triangle of challenge and adversity for me. And I'll first say that I'm grateful to my dad. He welcomed me with open arms and never took sides, never questioned anything. He supports us both, and I'm glad I'm able to move in. The fact that he moved down here has been a bonus, really, now because of my situation. It is an adjustment for me. I think more so for me. Well, I don't know. He hasn't complained about anything, but I know he has a routine. He lives alone, and I try to respect his routine and not try to crowd him, if you will. I'm very conscious of what time he goes to bed. I'm very conscious of the programs he likes on television. There's only one television at home, and I don't watch a lot of it when I get home anyway. So that's really good. And whenever I use a dish, I wash it, so as not to make it more for him to do. I do my own laundry, things of that nature. I try to give him his room as if he's still living alone. And we spend time together, talking, laughing, joking. I sit with him. I take him places, which I was doing before I moved out anyway, so that hasn't changed. I've probably increased more time spent with him because I'm there a little bit more. But during the week, I'm pretty much doing other things. When I come in, that's when I do spend time with him. But weekends, I'm pretty much gone. But I have been making time so as not to make it appear that I'm here just to sleep. So again, if that makes sense, I again respect his time, his room, his space, his environment. At the same time, I make certain that I give him some quality time as well. May not be as much as quantity as much it is quality, but still I try to do something with him. We go out, grab things to eat, I take him where he needs to go, things of that nature. So other than that, I must say that I don't, of course, want to be living with my dad at age 51. I prefer to live in my own home. I prefer living by myself if I have to. But for the time being, like everything else, this is sort of a means to an end. I don't see this being permanent. It's a temporary living condition. He's not forcing me with a timetable, a time frame on it. He doesn't pressure me for extra monies. But of course I give him something because I'm living there. I'm using his electricity, his water. He's on a fixed income, and that's another area I don't want to take advantage of his income by using more water, using more electricity, and so on and so forth. So I respect that, and I do give him something every month, or will be. So in that respect, that's the biggest transition. He does have some physical challenges as far as getting around. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He now walks with a walker, no pun intended, and that does help him get around a little better. But watching him age, he is aging gracefully in spite of those challenges. He's doing really well health-wise. So with that, I guess I'm doing okay. But again, I do miss the fact that I'm not in my own home. You know, I was there for 11 years. I helped build that home, my ideas, and I took care of the house, inside, outside, the yard maintenance, things that men do, enhancements. I mean, everything there is a part of me as well as my wife. And so when you're leaving that, there's three things that have changed in my life that, again, I didn't really choose. So whether directly or indirectly, they're impacting me, and I do miss some things. But I also know that I have to look at what's best for me, that I have to start looking forward, and I have to start moving on as well.
What are your plans regarding the following areas, and how will you balance them? Health, personal improvement, family, children, business goals, and objectives?
Well, the first one being health is, now that I've got my 30 days in on this job, my body is starting to adjust to it. I'm going to start back going to the gym. I enjoy going to the gym to work out. I like keeping myself in physical condition. I'm health conscious, although I've slept off the past month or so. And also for cardiovascular reasons, I want to again maintain my health and stay youthful looking as I am. And I'll be doing that. Also, a balance is I have my own, I guess, form of what one would call spiritualism that helps me keep the balance in my life that I enjoy doing. I occasionally go to church, occasionally because I don't go every Sunday, but I do go from time to time, and it's more of a personal belief within me, which keeps me balanced, particularly during times like these of challenge. And I look at myself where I have to do what's best for me. I'm not really guided by a lot of other people and my own personal relationship with what I consider the Creator or God, and that focus is very important to me. And that's part of my spiritual health. Personal improvement is, again, I enjoy reading, which is why we're here today. I normally read a lot. I'm an avid reader of political science and self-improvement books, as well as motivational information. I also delve quite heavily into education because, again, my background and my business is based on education. I consider myself a social entrepreneur, and my title is Learning Enrichment Coach. Again, Learning Enrichment Coach / educational consultant. And because of that, I do a lot of research on education. My business is based on providing learning enrichment coaching to young adults. That's one way as far as self-improvement I'll continue to do. I'm always looking to grow and stretch my mind by reading challenging information. I enjoy debates. I love going to seminars based on entrepreneurship, based on real estate investing, based on education. And this helps me to grow and keeps me well-rounded and interacting with people at various levels, not only at my level or people who are considered professionals, but also those who are now in this environment that I'm in, manufacturing. It gives me a good balance. Although they're very diverse and very opposing in many areas in terms of their thinking and the levels of education, I still think it's good to be around various levels of people to keep yourself focused and to grow and stretch in various means, because I don't have all the answers, of course I don't, which is why I like meeting other people, and also I enjoy going to church to hear what people have to say or ministers have to say sometime, and also going to various conferences and workshops and reading. Family and children, my heart and my soul. My kids, again, my wife and I have 3 lovely children who I enjoy being around as much as I can. They're growing up. They're moving to adulthoods now. My oldest daughter is an adult, again with her son, and my youngest daughter will be graduating this year. And then my son is in his 2nd or 3rd year actually, and he plays football, which a big part of my life is going to visit him to play football and being there with him, raising a young man to be a man. And going back to my youngest daughter, watching her progress. Her goals are to complete college and then work for about a year and then pursue her degree in medical field to be a dentist, or actually more of an orthodontist, and supporting her doing that. And my oldest daughter, who finished her degree in business and raising her son and working full-time, being there for both of them as well. That's a lot of fun. I also have another daughter who lives back in Illinois, who is working her master's degree, who I see a few times a year, and also has a son. And I enjoy speaking to her on the phone and getting a chance to go up there to visit them and have her come down here. So those children of mine are very important. I also have my extended family with my dad, who's here, and my family back in Illinois, where the bulk of my family is. I go back home every year. And they also come down maybe during the holidays, such as Christmas or Thanksgiving, where we all spend time together. Good question. One thing is to look at myself. I think it's time for introspection, to see what I want to do. I mentioned quite a few a minute ago and throughout today as far as this filming. But again, see what I want to do. It may be time to venture out in other areas. I don't know where this separation is going to take us, if it's going to be a reconciliation or if it's going to be a permanent separation. Again, I have no control of that. I can only control what I can, and that is maintaining my level of intensity toward my goals and my dream. Also maintaining my employment, of course, and being in contact with my children and keep my health together. Those things I can control. And I am responding in a positive way of being very confident, very positive. I'm optimistic that things are going to get better for me one way or another. I don't give up. I have hope, and I see the situation as a way to, again, improve on what I've done and overcome adversity. And if my wife and I are able to reconcile, fantastic. We'll have dreams together and goals together. If we're not, and we do go separate ways, then again, I'll pursue other areas. And I think I feel very confident that there's plenty left in this 51-year-old man. The best is yet to come. I have a lot to offer, and I think life has a lot to offer for me as well. So I'm excited about it. Looking forward to it. Decided to come work out. It's time to get back into the gym. It's been a while. It's been about a month, a little over a month actually, since the last time I've been to the gym to work out. And although I'm a little sore from working today, I don't want to keep delaying it as far as me getting back in shape. I need to go and start working these muscles and get ready, get my body back in shape. Not only on the outside, but also the cardiovascular is very important to me. So I'm going to go back and start today and get my routine back to 3 days a week. Two other things I want to incorporate in my workout is, one, I want to start getting full body massages probably once per quarter. I think my body really needs that. And also, I am considering joining Toastmasters again to work on my speaking skills, stay polished, and also my presentation skills. So those are two things I want to include as far as me improving my health and maintaining my health. Looking good. Paisano's Italian cuisine, one of my favorite local eateries. I enjoy coming here. It's always a lot of fun, great atmosphere, great mom and pop place. Husband and wife own it. They are just wonderful, wonderful people. Wonderful little Italians who are very nice and always come over with a smile and just great service. I really enjoy eating here. And wanted to just go ahead and include them. They gave me permission to add them and hopefully get some good extra business from the result of this filming.
My favorite? I don't really have a favorite. I love everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because I can't decide between the chicken souvlaki and the Greek chicken salad.
I would say my preference is chicken salad.
Go for it.
Sounds good.
Chicken salad?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jimmy. The owner of Paisanos. I'm going to get my favorite, which is the gyro. No onions.
Gyro sandwich?
Gyro sandwich. Well, no, the dinner.
The dinner?
Yes. Because I want the rice pilaf.
Okay.
You can get it with a sandwich rice pilaf.
Really?
Since you say no onions, I guess you're getting the sandwich.
Right, I want the sandwich, so.
Yeah. Gyro sandwich with rice pilaf.
Okay. No onions,
No onions.
and no Zazaki sauce. But I want ketchup. No, I don't like it. I like ketchup instead. I know it's
That just
probably ruin it. Actually, it does for me. That way I can enjoy it. It's an acquired taste. I guess I have to get used to it.
Yeah.
But not today. I'll try it some other time.
And I want a ladder. So tell me about your business.
Well, it's entitled R Squared Enterprises, LLC, which translates into my name, Ronnie Rice Enterprises, a limited liability corporation or company. And it consists of training, as well as life skills coaching, and also motivational speaking. I speak to college and university students, as well as businesses and civic organizations, primarily the college university environment. That's where the biggest demand is. I also designed a program entitled the Raising Coin Program Seminars, which is my baby. And that program is a learning enrichment coaching program designed to provide character development for young adults through 12 life skills seminars. I offer programs such as I talk about values and responsibilities. I talk about health as far as diabetes, what causes diabetes, how to counter that, gangs and drugs. Not so much so the violent aspect of it, but what do gangs look for in terms of recruiting or recruitment? Who are some of the targets? Primarily young adults who drop out of school are number one. Those from broken homes or single family homes are high on their list, and those who have low self-esteem. And those are the areas that I focus on, try to give young people, young adults, information that's going to help them counter that and make good choices. So the entire program is based on choices. And that's what I do with the schools, where I'll partner with a school and meet once per week for 2 hours as an after-school program facilitating 12 different seminars to young adults over a 12-week period, and then it's culminated with the banquet.
Cool. Interesting. You mentioned earlier that you want to explore more fundraising opportunities for your business.
The biggest challenge has been budget's been slashed. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, we love your program, we need it, we want it, it'll be great, it has value, but we don't have any money. The budget has been slashed. We have financial constraints. I mean, time and time again, if I was given $100 every time I heard that, I'd probably have a good $25,000 in my bank account.
Nice.
That's how long I've been working with this. It's been 7 years I've been in business, and this year has probably been the toughest since I began 7 years ago. Due to the economic downturn, another impact that has affected me. The reason why I'm also working, as I mentioned earlier, in a production manufacturing environment, because I was unable to obtain the number of contracts that I was working on or pursuing. As a result of that, I had to find employment. Just it's been difficult. So what I'm doing now is taking a different approach. I've sort of exhausted myself in terms of reaching out to various individuals and organizations for monies, and I find myself competing with the schools who's trying to get the same monies, and they can't get it. And now I'm looking at writing some of the more nationally renowned individuals as far as philanthropists, and see if I can probably procure some funding that way.
Interesting. We talk about goals and stuff as well, and your goals and objectives as you look forward to 2011.
First step is procure funding. Number one, numero uno, have to get some money. Otherwise, there'll be no business, and there'll be no running as an educational consultant. And I can't give up. I refuse to give up. I'm optimistic. I have hope. Sometimes we just have to take the lead and go further. I'm very pertinacious, and so I will continue trying to find ways to circumvent a lot of bureaucracy and obtain funding or attain it for the schools, to make certain our young people get the information and the quality training that I'm offering to make better choices in their lives, and to reduce the dropout rate as a result of that, and provide them with aspirations and dreams that they can pursue. That's number one. Number two, my goal is to share with a couple other guys that I know who've been very instrumental in helping me in many areas.